1, check 2. Gotta pose for the Facebook cam. Check 1, check 2. Check, 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 check. Check 1, check 2. Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good day, hello. It is Thursday, September 23rd, 10:46 in the morning here in Southern California. If you are a regular listener of the show, you'll realize that it's a way later time. I am messing around with some things, all right? I am learning new things about how to do this better every single day. I yesterday, last night, discovered that maybe I could put the show in a different category on Twitch. Okay, so we're live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch, right? And for Twitch, there's different categories, and I've been doing just chatting because I didn't know that there was all sorts of different categories, and one of them was podcasts and talk shows. And what is JJ's live show? It's a podcast. It's a live talk show. Okay, so from now on Twitch, until said otherwise, the show will be under the podcast and live show or whatever, podcast and talk show category. So that actually might help us out in gathering the live audience and growing the live audience as we are attempting to do. I'm also trying to coordinate the very first guest on the show. I know what I want to talk about, and I know who I want to have on, and he's agreed to it. And I've also would like to have 2 people on as the first guest. I've already done some trial and error and things like that about, technology wise, about how I'm going to do it. I have that part all ready to go. I just need to coordinate with the 2 people, and it might just have to do one. Maybe we'll do one at a time. So yeah, that's what I've been working on. Just so everybody knows, if you support the show in any kind of way, the main way I'm asking you guys to support the show is just by sharing, commenting, liking, whatever, subscribing, sharing with your friends, because I just would like to grow to more people, and I know that monetarily things will come, and I want to be able to make the best content. And part of the way I make better content for you guys is the live audience aspect of the show growing, and that is my goal. So make sure you hit that like button, make sure you share, make sure you comment, make sure we do whatever. I don't really have a main topic for the show today. The thing I want to talk about is, what up, Austin, first person in the Facebook chat to say what's up. The thing I want to talk about on today, at least to start off with, as you know, I don't write scripts for the show. I don't always have things prepared as far as like motivation or whatever. Sometimes I do. Sometimes I have specific topics I want to talk about. Sometimes I have specific, news events or pop culture events that I want to talk about. But I just want to talk about, I guess, the recent story or recent things we've talked about on the show. First off, I want to say that I've recently started listening to the Charlie Kirk podcast, and I have discovered 2 times, and I've literally started listening to him this week. And I discovered 2 times this week, he ends up talking about what I talk about. Not saying that he copied me, I'm saying that I have, I do my show in the morning usually, and then I've listened to a show in the afternoon. For example, yesterday, we both talked about the exact same story, the exact same headline, specifically the Cowboys on the border controlling the border while there's Haitian migrants, and how the mainstream media is skewing pictures to make it look like the Cowboys are whipping the immigrants as they're trying to cross the border. And so we had the same story. We didn't talk about the same exact thing necessarily. So I just want to have a disclaimer that I don't copy other people's show. I don't copy other people's content. I don't copy what other people talk about. If like sometimes I see a story and we obviously talk about it, but I just want to be clear, because somebody who listens to both, because we have similar type of content, I guess. So I'm clicking a pin. So if you hear that's me clicking a pin for some reason, I don't know why I'm doing that. So just to be clear, I literally, you can look around. I don't have a script. The Charlie Kirk episode came out after mine did, but I talk about things that are prevalent on the show. Okay, so it just so happens that sometimes other people might talk about the same things that I talk about. Granted, I was first, so give me credit for that. Just kidding. I mean, I was first, but I was just joking about giving me credit. But I want to let you know that I'm always going to talk about what I want to talk about and what I think that you guys should hear and what I feel like is prevalent and needing to be discussed. We've talked a lot about the vaccine and COVID on the show just because it's prevalent. Just because there's a bunch of hoopla around it all the time, and I feel like there's so much misinformation to be spreading, and there's misinformation about what is misinformation. I even looked up the COVID numbers today, and I did some just breaking it down different ways for different data, and I'm not listening to news anymore. Mainstream news is just absolutely baloney. Okay? And sometimes I say things and it doesn't come across as nice. And I have been, I don't know, persecuted isn't the right word, I guess. I've been come at as far as not being nice and saying things that come off as mean, but I'm not trying to be mean to you. I'm not trying to offend you. If what I say is offensive, it might apply to you. I'm not saying things that are egregiously homophobic. I'm not saying things that are egregiously sexist. I'm not saying anything that's xenophobic. What I mean is when I say something about somebody being obese, or somebody doing something that's unhealthy, or if I'm talking about somebody lying, or if I'm talking about somebody doing the wrong thing, I'm just calling as I see it, okay? Nobody's perfect. But at some point, somebody's got to care enough about you to tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. So if you don't want to hear the things that I feel like, or if you don't want to hear things that might offend you, don't listen to this show. Okay? The other day, I said something about, I wasn't calling out people, I was comparing the COVID vaccine mandates and how we should apply this to other areas. What I was explaining was the tie between, if the government really cared about our health, they should attack people who are unvaccinated the same way they should attack people who are obese. If you are obese, you are not healthy. I have had overweight. I have had people. Okay, there's a difference between being overweight and over obese. Just so everyone knows, there's within weight, and then there's overweight 1, overweight 2, and I believe there's 2 classifications of obese as well. I can't remember. It's been a while since I've sat in that class. I have had people who are clearly obese look at me square in the face and tell me that their doctor said that they're healthy. And then I've gotten an argument with people because usually right after that, and this has happened more than once. For whatever reason, people console me about their health, and for whatever reason, people go out of their way to tell me that they are healthy. Which to me means that if you are someone who is obese, you're overcompensating for something, but whatever. Usually after they tell me, they look at me square in the face and tell me that their doctor said that they're completely 100% healthy. I usually tell them to fire their doctor or find a different doctor. And it's not me, I'm not attempting to be mean, but I don't want somebody that I care about, I don't want somebody that I see on a day-to-day basis lying to themselves about the state of their life. And this goes for different categories too. It's just talking about someone being overweight is just the easiest analogy that I can come up with because it's something that happened recently on the show. I don't think that if you're obese, you're a bad person. I don't think that if you make bad decisions that you're even a bad person. Sometimes there's good people that make bad decisions. Okay? And this goes for a lot of different categories. This is literally just something that's on the front of my brain right at the moment. I'm not going to go out of my way to intentionally insult or intentionally offend people. That's stupid. And a waste of my time. Do I say things on this show that is considered offensive? Probably. But everybody gets offended these days. Nobody can laugh at anything anymore. This is one of the first episodes I talked about on the show. I'll reshare it, but I think I titled the episode "Why Comedy Movies Suck." Current comedy movies are absolutely dreadful. Current comedy shows, current Netflix shows, oh my gosh, you got to add in the diversity. You got to have so many people of color. You got to have the women strong role. Like, oh my God, can we just make funny movies? Can we just make good movies? I'm so tired of hearing businesses having to struggle with diversity, like coming under fire, especially in California. There's laws about having to hire, if you're a company that's so big, I don't know what the number is, you have to have so many people of certain diverse groups or whatever, and just hearing people deal with this just wears me out. You know why we're so focused on these things? It's because our life is too easy. All of us, mine included. Our lives are too easy. We have time to decide that certain words are offensive, or certain subject lines are offensive. If you have time to go on Facebook and argue about someone calling you a name and you think that they should be canceled, then your life is too easy. My life is too easy. I'm literally talking behind a microphone I'm not in an air conditioning building, but I have a fan on and it's, protects me from the elements. I'm literally behind a microphone, behind a camera, talking to you through a electro whatever. I don't even know the word for this, like a radio waves or whatever. Our lives are just too easy as a whole. Our society has become soft because things are just too easy. 200 years ago, people were trying not to get eaten by wild animals and not die from diseases and live past 30 years old and go to war. It's just not the same. But we need to realize that we have become soft because our life is too easy. We need to purposely put ourselves through hard things. Otherwise, you will never, ever build character. If you live at home, live under your parents' roof as a young child, and you grow up, go through high school, never play sports, never do anything extracurricular, and then your parents pay for you, or you get a student loan to go to college, you go through academia, and you get out of college and you've never had a job, you've never done anything difficult. I would suspect that person to be mentally messed up. I would suspect that person to feel like he or she has all these ailments, or he or she thinks that they're a them or a they or whatever, or non-binary or whatever. I would expect them to be confused. I would expect them not to know anything. Because life was just too easy. Especially people in Southern California, man. Like, they are so blessed with weather here. It got up to like, it was starting to cool off, entering fall, and we kind of thought summer was over. And then the past couple days, it's gotten up to like plus 95 degrees. And I play football, and everybody in the football team was thinking that it was freaking Armageddon, thinking that we need to cancel practice. And I was like, y'all, it's literally not even 100 degrees. Y'all are so blessed with weather here. At least in New York or other places that are super like liberal or whatever, they at least have the character building of harsh winters. But in Southern California, man, like, these people have probably someone that can overcome adversity. You're probably someone that has a little bit of grit. You're probably someone who can grind a little. You're probably someone who puts in hard work. But overall, society, we've come soft because our life is easy. We need to take a moment and realize that if our lives are too easy, we need to do something to challenge ourselves. Take up a new hobby, do something difficult, try to do a mud run or whatever, or try to run a marathon. I don't think I'll ever run a marathon. I do other difficult things as an athlete. I mean, I'm currently still a competitor, but I mean, like, I don't think I'll ever run a marathon because I have no desire to do that. But if one day I realize that I'm just coasting through life, maybe I'll have to. I will not be the one that just coasts. I can't. You want to know what I did this morning? I woke up at 6 o'clock. Keep in mind, I have practice today, and I also have to go to school to do some other things before practice. I got up early this morning. The wife went to the gym this morning, and it woke me up, and I was already awake, so I figured might as well go to the gym. So I knew that I was going to do a show this morning, but I wanted to get as much stuff done before I do the show as possible. So I went to the gym. I worked on some things at the gym. I did some school. I picked up some things around the house, did some more school, got some administrative stuff done, worked on the podcast a little bit, adjusting some settings to bring better content. And even then, I know that my life is pretty easy. But most of those things were by a choice of putting myself through something challenging. I don't have to go to college. I don't have to play football. I don't have to go to the gym. None of these things I did pays the bills. None of the things I did, these were all things that are, for most people, considered extra, right? You see what I'm getting at here? I didn't have to do anything this morning. I could still be sleeping right now. I have literally nowhere to be. I literally have nowhere to be for like 3 hours. But I put myself on a rigorous schedule. Because it keeps me disciplined, it keeps me honest, it keeps me humble. And you know what? When I see people, when I'm driving to the gym, and I know that I can take my time, I know that I can do whatever, and I see other people that are working, driving by in work trucks, construction workers already out on the job, gardeners, landscapers already getting their crews out, already getting their lawnmowers out of the trucks. I see work trucks piled high in the back of just stuff. I know that they're up early working already. I know that they've already been grinding, and they have to put the bread on the table. So that humbles me a little bit. I thank God that I don't right now have to do that, that I am on a different path of my life right now. I have done a lot of manual labor, don't get me wrong, because I know I'm humble because I know what that's like. I know that's like to mow yards to make money. I know what it's like to I mean, I didn't remodel myself. I helped like my dad like flip houses or whatever. So like help my dad remodel houses. like manual labor. I know for a fact what that's like. I know what it's like to dig trenches for irrigation systems. I know what it's like to build and mend fences on ranches in the middle of the Texas heat and during the summer. And in the middle of the Texas cold during the winter. It does get pretty cold. I'm not trying to put myself on a pedestal if I'm better than you because I've done this, or better than you because I'm dev. I'm just showing the example of how when I get up in the morning and put myself through something, it not only makes me more disciplined, and not only makes me more I don't know, like more rigid, more like just a tougher in general human being. It makes me realize what I'm thankful for. It makes me realize what I have come from. And at the end of the day, we all just need to just be a little bit tougher. Life is never gonna be easy because we won't let it be. We will always find something. If there's not something, like actually something oppressing us, if there's not actually something bothering us, if there's not actually something hard we're going through, we will find something. And that's what I'm talking about. People find reasons to be upset. People find it cool to be a victim of something. I feel like I'm just rambling at this point. So I'm gonna go ahead and just wrap it up. I'm kind of going in circles because I'm getting kind of amped up a little bit. All right, guys. On that note, just know that if you're listening to this, I know that you are capable of great things. I know that if you listen this far into this episode, that you are someone with some grit, that you are someone with some integrity. I want to build a community where it's almost like, look, I don't know how to explain what I'm trying to say. I want to build a community that not only, I've talked about this before, where we give back and things like that, but I want to build a community where we can identify as we get identified as people that are just like a little bit tougher. We just have a little bit of an edge. We just have a little bit of extra oomph in our step. You know what I'm saying? That's it. That's all I want to say for today. All right, guys. I appreciate you keep stopping. And make sure you hit that like button on the way out. Make sure if you're listening to the show right now, you're listening through your car, your phone speakers, or your headphones, or whatever, that means you probably missed the show while we're live. That's okay. Make sure you follow us on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Make sure you go find a video, comment, like, follow, whatever platform. I don't care. It doesn't have to be all three, but if you like to do all three, that's fine. Just choose one, Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch, and hit that follow button. Make sure you follow on Spotify as well. And if you would like to support if you'd like to donate to the show, I guess you can say, you can donate by going to Anchor, and you can donate for either I think you do a one-time donation, or you can do 99 cents a month. Literally, it's literally just 99 cents a month if you'd like to. All right, guys. Again, I'm not asking for monetary support, just support in any way you feel comfortable. And just a reminder, when you share, you comment, it's absolutely free. All right, guys. Really appreciate it. Until next time, catch y'all on the flippity flip. Peace. Book 'em.